Well, today is a significant day in the race for the White House. Vice President Harris and former President Donald Trump are set to debate for the very first time tonight. The high-stakes face-off will take place in the battleground state of Pennsylvania, and it comes with 56 days until Election Day in what polls show is a neck-and-neck race. So joining me now with the latest is CBS News political correspondent Caitlin Huey-Burns. Caitlin, it's always good to see you. So I found this sort of interesting. I was reading the Washington Post, I think, this morning, and a Harris spokesperson or campaign person really made a point of talking about how Donald Trump is quite a showman and how he won the last debate. And it sort of made me feel like they were trying to lower expectations for Harris. Can you give me a sense of how both of these campaigns are characterizing this matchup?
Yeah, it is a game of expectations. Anne-Marie, it's great to be with you from your city, Philadelphia. What's interesting here is that both sides are trying to set expectations for this debate. So let's start with Kamala Harris. She has been in intense preparations over the past week here in Pennsylvania, which allows her to also do a little bit of campaigning on the side. But what's interesting about her strategy is they involve, preparation sessions. She has an advisor playing the role of Donald Trump, doing mock sessions, really preparing for this because this is her first general election presidential debate. She is an experienced debater over the course of the 2020 primaries and has had a vice presidential debate in 2020. But this is the first time on this kind of stage. And you can argue that the stakes are very high for her because we haven't seen her in this particular type of position. And she's only recently become the nominee. However, contrast that with Donald Trump. His style is really completely different. His campaign kind of prides itself on the idea that Donald Trump doesn't do those kinds of intense preparations for these kinds of things. Yes, he talks to advisors. He has policy discussions, which you could argue are also preparations for the debate. His team says that his campaigning on the trail, interacting with voters at rallies, and also doing interviews with media are part of that preparation as well. But Anne-Marie, a senior advisor to the Trump campaign, told us yesterday on a call that you can't prepare for a debate against Donald Trump. This is a Trump advisor saying this because, in his words, it's like going against Muhammad Ali or Floyd Mayweather. You just don't know where the attack or the punch is going to come from. That, I don't know a lot about boxing, but I think that is setting some high expectations as well for their own candidate. So both sides are playing the expectations game. But on the Donald Trump side, that was kind of an interesting way to put it.
There have been all sorts of polling over the last several months or so. The race seems to be neck and neck still. And, for a lot of the polling, voters say that they still really need to get to know Kamala Harris. They're not quite sure how she's different from Biden. And then about some of the sort of the things that people like and dislike about Donald Trump. And we remember the last time he was on the debate stage with a woman, sort of that stalking movements around the stage with Hillary Clinton. I'm kind of curious, what do both of these candidates need to pull off? What message do they need to send to voters?
Yeah, Anne-Marie, you're exactly right. And that is what is so different about this debate is because Donald Trump has an entirely different opponent. He had prepared to go against Biden. He essentially knocked him out of the race, if you think about it. This time around, he is running against a woman, and that changes a lot because our own polling shows a significant gender gap in this election. So the Donald Trump campaign has defined success the way that they have described it to us is that they want to essentially transfer all of Biden's baggage and all of his perceived baggage from them and all of the negatives and everything associated with his administration and his policies onto Harris. Harris's campaign needs to introduce herself, but also voters are saying they want to hear more on the policy specifics from her.
All right, really interesting. Well, I know you'll be watching. I will be sleeping, but I'll watch it in the morning. Caitlin, thank you very much. Well, a quick programming note for you. We're going to have full coverage of the first debate between Vice President Harris and former President Trump on Tuesday. It's hosted by ABC News, but you can watch it right here on CBS News 24/7. The pre-show coverage begins on America Decides at 5 p.m. Eastern.